Wake up, America. They turned us into addicts, and I've got proof. The 5 commonly things found in processed foods are going to be a combination of salt, carbs, sugar, fat, and refined grains. When you eat processed food, it makes the brain release the feel-good chemical, which leads to more craving. As we eat junk food, brain neurons pump out more and more dopamine. Dopamine is a new and pleasure chemical that is released during sex and drug use. It's also released when eating processed foods. I'm a recovered addict myself, 11 years, and I know for a fact of the withdrawals that I had from food. You're an addict. You're addicted to dopamine. You're chasing your high every time you go back to that thing that you crave and want so much because the government put that in there for you. They put addictiveness in the food so you crave it because you're addicted. But what you're craving is dopamine. You're chasing that drug. And let me tell you something about chasing a drug. I snorted cocaine for almost 9 years. My life depended on that stuff until one day I was down on all fours on my bedroom floor, crying out to God to save me because I had been up for 3 days and finally my heart had stopped. In that moment, I prayed to God, God, if you take this away from me, I will never do it again. And I didn't. And I did go on to serve God. Folks, you're headed in the same direction. Do you think my cocaine or somebody else's crack or somebody else's drug is different than yours? Just because you can buy yours legally doesn't make it any better. You are hooked on dopamine. You are an addict, and it's time for you to stop and detox. And if you want to know how to do this, call to arms to all my recovering addicts out there, because these people that are struggling with food right now are going to need us. Because we know what it takes. You know what thing we say a lot in NA is? 1 is too many and 1,000 is never enough. And that's going to go for drugs and food. Wake up, people. They made us into addicts. They put the food in there. They process it together so we would become addicted to it. And then Big Farm comes in with all of our weight problems and all of our sicknesses for the drugs that they've given us in our food. Wake up, people. We can do better. God bless.